Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. Please join us over at rivianstories.com for all the latest Rivian news. Maybe pick up yourself a t-shirt while you're there. Thanks. All right, so this was a piece of news that just came out today, and thanks Tanya for sending it. Happy Friday. Exciting news. We're excited to begin inviting a new large group of R1T reservation holders to configure their vehicles. Thousands of R1T reservation holders can expect an invitation from us in the coming days, and once their order is confirmed, they can expect to take delivery in the next 1 to 4 months. Many new customers will also be invited to the R1 shop this month, giving them the opportunity to check out available R1Ts for purchase that could be delivered to them in as quickly as a couple of weeks. This is all part of our focus on ramping production and improving delivery timing for our customers. And so a little screenshot here of what your invitation would look like if you are in this reservation group. So that's exciting. Any kind of reactions, guys?
I am a little bummed that it's only R1T, but I think it's great that we're already seeing a surge to start this quarter, or towards the end of this quarter, I guess we could say.
And the fact that it's now applying to reservation holders tells me that those vehicles are going to be, one, at the new price tier, which should help Rivian's financials. And two, that means that launch editions for the R1T should be done, which also makes sense because the trucks started shipping well before any of the R1S shipped.
Yeah, good catch on the verbiage. I hope that was deliberate.
Yeah, so I missed the quarterly call last week, but I know obviously the big news as far as just the production ramp. We got close to the 25,000 in 2022. It's 50,000 for 2023, right? Some of the analysts were wanting a number more like 62 or 60, something like that. But we want to talk about any of that, like as far as production ramp and what we're hearing from the factory. Obviously, this is a little bit of a sign that production's getting there a little bit, but we're just still waiting on supply stuff, right? Supply chain issues before we can really put the pedal to the floor.
Yeah, so RJ did mention that, as well as the fact that for the majority or a large portion of January, the line was closed due to upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see what the investors call like is for Q1. And there have been other reports too, to that 62,000 number that you mentioned, that while Rivian did mention 50,000 on the call, there have been other reports that Rivian plans on 62,000 this year.
Rivian officially gave a no comment to that, right? When inquired about?
I believe so.
Their guidance is 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I did want to bring up something that has come up in the community several times, and it has to do with how some of the R1S dates have been pushed even further. And I think that there may be some R1S specific constraints, supply constraints. And the other part of that is that I believe there are many more R1S pre-orders and reservations than there were Ts. And so it's just going to take longer in general to clear that backlog.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a pretty good segue into the next thing I was going to talk about. And Skylar, you weren't aware, so I wish we would have got your first reaction when we talked about this. But had a chance to talk with someone from the factory on Wednesday. Just barely started production of the R1S with Ocean Coast. We're talking about a handful. And then there was Travis who also asked this. Jimmy, I saw you on there, but then someone linked to some pictures of one. Where is that? Here it is. So this is definitely R1S back here, third row, Ocean Coast. So would you look at that?
That
any
does look amazing. And I knew that some Forest Edge R1Ss had been shipping, but that's really exciting news about Ocean Coast and R1S now starting to roll off the line.
So I was just going to ask that, Skylar. There are some Forest Edge ones shipping as well?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I do
So,
like
fun.
the dark wood so much better than the lighter wood that was in the concepts. I just think that looks so sleek and honestly kind of more modern, in my opinion, than the lighter wood did.
Yep. I
Agreed.
agree. The only other funny thing I saw, Jimmy, did you see this in Skylar? Like with the lack of the 12-volt outlet underneath the center console? How many of those are out there floating?
Yeah, that one was a shocker for me.
You see that, Skylar?
Yeah, if you scroll down, there's actually a picture
Yeah,
that
there-
Patrick posts. So
I
that's
know.
my truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then the picture should be right there. Yeah.
He's got no 12-volt.
Wow.
And it sounded like customer service was almost just as surprised as we are.
Yeah, that's a weird one to me. I mean, granted, I've got a cigarette lighter in there with 2 USB-Cs in mine. I honestly have never used it. It's just something there just in case I need it. But yeah, it is
I've
a
never
weird
used
move.
mine either.
I use mine on a regular basis. My radar detector stays plugged into mine at the moment because I haven't taken the time to tap into power up by the rear view mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's like I said, that one's just a weird one to me. I don't know
I-
where I'd want to see a 12 volt more. The frunk or there. I'd probably say under the dash more than in the frunk, but that's my use case.
I totally agree with that, Jimmy. And the interesting thing about that is, the 12 volts in the front of the R1T were removed there for a while. But a friend of mine that took delivery of an R1S here in Austin just definitely within the last month, maybe the last couple of weeks, did have the 12 volt outlet in the front. So go figure. But I'm really curious, and maybe the community can tell us, do you have the under the dash 12 volt for some of the more recent deliveries? I can't fathom them taking that one away.
Oh, she gone.
All right, that's all for this one. We have more coming, so please subscribe. In the meantime, we hang out at rivianstories.com. Click on shop, find yourself a t-shirt. Thanks so much for your support.